Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we mail it in for National Whiskey Sour Day. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Agley, along with our special guests, Kathy Cool, Lenny Eckstein, and Shawn Bequette.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Yo.
So we're going to be talking about National Whiskey Sour Day, amongst other things. It's a mailing it in day, so we can talk about whatever we want. Probably very little about whiskey sours, but we will touch on that just a little bit. We'll get to that, though, after the break. For right now, McNew said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, McNew?
Okay, so recently I had to go to an ATM, and I'm not a big cash person. I very rarely have cash, but I've been working at festivals, so I needed to get change. So I went to this ATM, and it lets you pick, like, the amount of bills you want. So I picked the amount. It spits out a 50. And I have this thing where I feel like if I have anything that's over a 20, it feels sketchy. Like I feel like it's not real and I shouldn't have it. So I went and bought something really dumb so I could break this 50 because it felt weird to have it. Do you guys think that? Like if you have a $50 or $100 bill, does it feel weird?
No.
No.
Well, feels good. Feels good.
You know, I feel like
slower.
Yeah.
I kind of feel you only from the sense of like, I feel like it feels a little bit like an imposition on, like if you go to a coffee shop with 100, you kind of feel like a dick because you're like, I know you don't have this much change because who uses cash anyway?
They're selling $5 things.
But you're overthinking it too. You're giving McNew the benefit of the doubt where it doesn't necessarily equate because she's not. Her point was not that it's inconveniencing the retailer. She probably went and bought a pack of gum or something. Her point was she was worried it would be fake. Again, she got it from a bank. Yeah, that'd be a very, of all things to get, a bank is where I would feel the most safest that I would think that that's real. They are governed where they are supposed to take those out of circulation, report them, and if they got caught passing them along, I think they'd have a lot to lose. So I don't get McNew's rationale here.
Good clarification. Good point.
Yeah.
There's no rationale for it. I think it's just a thing in my head. I don't think it's a thing other people think about.
No. Oh.
I'll throw one more weird I follow you on this out there just for the heck of it. I do not like that if I'm paying with like a 50 or 100, that when I do, they take out a marker and draw a line on it. I find that insulting.
Where I'm just like,
you look a little sketchy.
Yeah,
you look sketchy, Lenny. I mean,
they don't do that with a 20.
No, never.
Right. Well,
but with a 50, they're going to draw lines on it. I can give them 3 20s, they won't draw lines on it. But 150, they're drawing a line.
Right.
Yeah, and they hold it to the light, and it's a whole process. And I'm just like, I don't have fake money.
What's Deerhammer's policy? Do they check it with a marker or something?
Nope. We'll take anything, and we'll take counterfeit if it looks good.
Oh, jeez! Don't put yourself.
It's not our fault.
No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. No. No.
The federal government feels otherwise, but
yeah, it's not his fault until it actually happens to him, and they come in and they're like, you lose the whatever you sold, and you lose the money too. So That ain't so neat. Then also there's a policy.
Nobody's buying a Deer Hammer whiskey sour with a counterfeit 50 or 100.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do you think you should counterfeit $2 bills? No.
Definitely.
Everybody will remember you. No. That'd be the worst one because people would remember that. Somebody brought in, Kyle Neely brought in some of those $1 coins, the Sacagawea coins.
Those gold ones.
We still got them in the drawer. I took some out. Darren got a tip, and I threw some of them into his tip jar. The other one we still got. I was like, we got to get rid of those things. How do you get rid of them ever?
Take it to the bank.
I don't go to the bank.
Take them to those Coinstar machines in the grocery store.
I mean, maybe it was in my own personal store. It's at the store. And then Jim's in charge of going to the bank. Yeah, Jim goes to the bank, and he leaves it in there. And it aggravates me because it's there. And I just want it gone, but it's still there. So, yeah.
It's the same thing because it's such a one-off thing where you just
right. It's got its own little till. It's got its own little till where it's sitting in there by itself now. It's just one left, and it's just there.
Next time Kyle Neely comes in, you tell him, what's the deal with your fucking Sacagawea dollar coin?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's the deal with the Sacagawea? Yeah.
You could use it like as change when someone pays cash.
Yeah, you just pass it along.
Pass it along.
Yeah, that'll be good. So yeah, maybe we'll have to do that. We don't get a lot of cash though, so that's the word. Yeah. Every once in a while, someone pays cash, but not a whole lot. You find the same thing. Not a lot of cash these days.
Yeah, not too much cash, and like I'm kind of bothered by cash. I find it to be an inconvenience, not as inconvenient as like the person in front of the grocery store paying with a check, but I don't know. It bothers me to carry cash, but then it bothers me more that, like, let's say I'm taking a shuttle to the airport in Denver, and the shuttle driver, I feel like I should tip them, but I don't have any cash. Shouldn't they have like a little Venmo scan thing?
You think they would? You think, but
no, get some cash. Have some courtesy.
Yeah, but what happens when society?
Like McNew's
be part
50.
of society.
I don't want to tip him $50 for.
Plan on more than that. Be better. Just you know what? Be better, Lenny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take your 50, buy a pack of gum.
Yeah. No, I mean, for God's sakes. Yeah. So because you can't plan ahead, you stiff the person that's driving the courtesy bus. That's nice.
It happens.
Real good human there, right there. Yeah.
But
I ask them if they take Venmo. And they
it's
say,
2023.
no.
Why doesn't he have like a little sticker with his barcode that says Venmo me here? He'd get a lot more.
That's what I'm saying.
I know what I'm with you.
It's probably against company policy. You know how all that shit is? They're like, it's against company policy. Yeah. Sons of bitches. Oh.
But taking $2 bills or Sacagawea coins isn't.
Yeah, just throw them in there. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Depressing. So, all right. On that note, guess what? It is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? I'm going to start out. I've got Rye 3 Cigar Blend. Here we go. Swine on the set. Decent. Probably not going to be enough based on the previous cork pops of this show, but right now I am firmly in the lead. I'm going to have Shawn go next so I can maintain my lead. Shawn, what do you got?
Okay. I have Old Monroe Straight Wheat Whiskey, bottled in bond.
Okay. Wow, damn it, he took the lead from me. I was talking trash, and he smoked me, so he's got the lead. McNew's next.
I'm going to have some Elijah Craig Barrel Proof.
It sounded like you just slammed it down on the desk. There was no pop there at all. Shawn's got the lead. There was nothing there. That was terrible. All right, Kathy, you're next.
I'm going to pull out my Papa's birthday.
Okay.
See how low this bottle is?
Yeah. More than halfway gone. Okay. Basie, but not any better than Shawn's. I'd say Shawn's got the lead. As the challenger, you have to beat him. So yeah, no, not enough. All right, Lenny's last but not least.
Yeah, when you said I'm going to pull out, I wasn't sure where you're going with that, but.
Oh God. I don't think she got it. Lenny's laughing at his own joke.
No, I totally get it. Right. I don't pull out.
I'm not laughing.
I'm the pulley.
I
what are you talking about?
I'm the pulley. Is that a thing? All right. What do you got there? Stranahan's?
I've got Stranahan's Blue Peak. Pretty well loved.
Okay. No, not enough. Shawn, you won.
Shawn gets it.
Shawn wins. How about that?
Yeah,
Cheers to Shawn.
Thrilled he looks.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. Sean's thrilled. He's overjoyed on National Whiskey Sour Day. Cheers.
This
We get
is
you to
the thrill.
smile just once.
It's very forced. All right. We'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, it's going to be National Whiskey Sour Day talk. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. We're also sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop focuses exclusively on barrel picks. It's the job of owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot to seek out distilleries that are making the best whiskey in the world, taste through their barrels, and select the ones that are off-profile in the best way possible. They have high standards and refuse to allow anything into their store other than something they would be proud to have their name on. This leads to some really awkward conversations with distilleries that can't make it, but they do it for you, their customers. Learn more about what is going on at their St. Louis-based store by heading over to abvbarrelshop.com. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at neelyfamilydistillery.com.
This is Denny Kennard, and my altar drinking Edo is Freddie Miller. I'll drink to that.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we are mailing it in for National Whiskey Sour Day.
Yes, we are. So, Kathy has something she wants to talk about. We'll get to that in a second. First of all, whiskey sours. So we'll talk a little bit about the whiskey sours first so we don't forget. What do you guys think of the whiskey sour?
So when I was growing up, my mom used to make in her punch bowl with the little punch cups that would hang around the sides.
Yep.
A whiskey sour slush.
Oh, that sounds
parties.
good. That's good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She would just mix it all and put it in the freezer, and it would just get slushy.
Sounds fantastic.
God, it was good.
What I don't like...
I mean, as a 12-year-old, I wouldn't know, but I dipped.
You had a little something, I'm sure. Yeah. What I don't like, what has ruined, I think, the whiskey sour, I was going to say whiskey slusher. The whiskey sour has been the advent of the sour mix. And you go to a bad bar and you're like, I'll take a whiskey sour. And they just pour sour mix and bourbon in there. That's horrible. They drop like a cherry and there's like, here, that is absolutely, no. A real whiskey sour is fantastic when you're using lemon juice and, egg white and, whiskey. Oh, that's good stuff. But, the other thing, the sour mix, terrible. F.
Steve, that's an interesting perspective because, I feel like we're close to the same age, and maybe my perspective is different. But while I know that the proper whiskey sour has always existed, I only knew the whiskey sour as bullshit until I came to realize what was up. So I kind of share your perspective, but I feel like also. Yeah. It's but it's expected. It's almost like, of course, it's going to be shitty unless you go to a reputable place. It's
right.
I guess we're saying the same thing. Art. Anything that you have to add egg white to, that's an art.
Right.
But you don't have to.
I agree with Lenny. I mean, that's basically, that would be on the short list of cocktails they would make at wedding receptions here in St. Louis. I don't know if it's the same as other places, but the whiskey sour. And, you go through a phase in your life, early 20s or mid 20s to early 30s maybe, where you go to a lot of weddings. And, I drank a lot of bad whiskey sours. And I didn't like them, but it was something. And then you start having some of the good ones, and you're like, man, there's a better way. And it doesn't involve that damn sour mix. That stuff's terrible.
It's not too, well, it is terrible, but it's not too far off. Like, I mean, without the sour mix, we're just talking about, whiskey, bourbon, most likely.
Right.
Lemon juice, sugar.
Yeah.
And a foamant, like, egg white or,
correct.
Whatever else you add. And, why is that mix so far off?
I don't know.
I don't, whatever in it gives me like the worst acid reflux. Like I can drink a margarita or a whiskey sour all day, every day if they're made right. But you put that in there, and I'm just like, oh God, I cannot lay down. So bad.
You need one of those wedge pillows like the warden has now. So yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Update on that. She's finally figured out how to use. She watched the video and learned how to use the wedge pillow. So yeah, the video basically says put pillow on end of bed, lay on pillow. There. Oh, this makes sense. Now I know how to use the pillow. I'm like, awesome. Before she was laying like halfway in the bed, off the thing, not laying on the pillow at all. And then till she watched the video, I'm like, why are you doing that? And she's like, well, there's a video. I hadn't watched the video yet, so I don't really know how to use this pillow. I'm like, it's a fucking pillow. You put your head on it. There's only one way to use a pillow. That's it. You put your head on it.
But if it's a wedge, does she put her head on the slant up or the slant down?
Yeah, there's multiple ways.
Well, it's either like you put your head on it or you do the worm over it. Like, what are the other options? Like,
we're back to breakdancing.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So I don't. And then this wedge pillow has a little pocket on the side, and now she keeps shit in the pocket too. She's got the remote control for the alarm, so she doesn't have to move at all. The snooze is just pushing a button on the remote, which is in the pillow, and then she has her chapstick is in there too. So yeah.
What alarm goes off at your house?
She has to get up for work. She actually has.
Got it.
Yeah.
You use like alarm clocks. I just use my phone. I don't even know how to set a real alarm clock.
Right.
So
that's what she does. I use the phone too, but I'm not. I don't control what she does. So yeah.
I'm going to backtrack to an earlier show. Right. My Apple Watch wakes me up.
Okay.
Yes. By vibrating gently, so that no one else in the home is disturbed.
Yeah, but you live by yourself.
That being my dogs who bark at me when they hear noises.
Yeah. Awkward.
If I'm awake, everybody's awake. I don't care.
Yeah,
Shawn doesn't care.
Mom is just a rebel.
Oh yeah. Until you see him around his wife, then he's like, "Oh yeah, it's just fam."
I do at least 50% of what she says.
Oh yeah.
Nice. You found the ratio. It's 50%.
Right. Right.
The whiskey sours, yes, we're giving them a thumbs up.
Yeah, I like the whiskey sours, particularly when it's done right. Yes, so it's a good cocktail for sure.
How do you guys
do not buy your whiskey sour at a strip mall bar?
Yeah.
Like, so what if we don't put egg white in it, which is definitely held in high regard, and go with the like aquafaba bean juice instead?
That'd be fine.
I would do that. It sounds fancy.
So like this is a dilemma for us at the Deer Hammer Tasting Room because in the summer when it's really busy, like line out the door busy, people trying to get cocktails, it's kind of tricky to have to crack an egg and like go back and forth and let the egg white fall out. But we can kind of pre-batch part of it. Like we can even do like the simple syrup, the lemon juice, aquafaba, pre-squeeze, pre-batched, and just squeeze in a portion and shake it all up. But if people ask like, oh, is there egg white? And they're like, well, no, it's bean juice. They're like, what?
No, the answer is yes. Yes,
they know you're
egg white.
They know you're vegan, and they're like, this has to be because the son of a bitch is vegan.
No,
yeah,
but
then they don't like it.
Yeah. So when I brought up using the bean juice because I was like, hey guys, this is gonna be faster. Fucking revolt, like they were ready to run me out of town. My bartenders were. So I said, okay guys, how about this? Let's try both, and you're gonna blind taste them.
That's
you tell
good.
me what's better. I don't give a fuck.
That's the right way to do it.
Better. That's what we're doing. Guess what won?
The aquafaba?
Yeah.
Get out.
Yep. Because it doesn't really have a flavor to it. Like
it had less of a kind of weirdo egg flavor, which I'm not mad at. but the egg flavor that is. But it just had like
vegan,
less of
so,
that
yeah,
and
you don't
still
like that.
gave the foam.
Doesn't know what eggs taste like.
So did a
I
cocktail
know.
class at Jim Beam last month, and we didn't know what cocktail we were making. They just had a cocktail class, and it was a whiskey sour. And I don't like egg whites. I don't like aquafaba either. I don't like foamy stuff in my cocktails.
Oh Jesus!
But we made it, and you
What
walked
about
in
whipped
through-
cream?
No, I don't like
Oh,
anything.
yeah.
What if they put a chicken nugget on a stick and then
Yeah.
what was the?
Yeah, what if they put ranch dressing?
Oh my
Yeah.
god, you guys! Ew, God, ranch dressing is trash. Get out of here.
I agreed.
But no, so the bartender that walked us through it, he's like, if you have an egg allergy, you don't have to add the egg white. And I was like, I don't have an egg allergy. I just don't like it. So I made mine without, and it was fine. You really don't have to add it. I think it's expected, and it looks funny without it, but I was so happy to not add it to mine.
That's terrible. That's
what about
terrible story.
What about the New York sour? Like with wine floated on top?
I love
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was called New York sour. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah.
that. They are. They
Okay. Yeah. That's a fine cocktail.
That's a fine cocktail. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, but it doesn't work without the egg float or without the foam. I should say.
Really doesn't.
You need the foam barrier. Yeah. Much like a wedge pillow, you need that. So yeah. So check it out.
A wedge pillow with a pocket.
With the pocket, it has to have the pocket so that we can keep your stuff in there.
Like this pocket is going to add more things and be an old man rant very soon.
It's like cargo shorts while you're sleeping.
Right. Oh yeah. She's very proud of the fact she has a pocket for her stuff that involves her sleep stuff. So yeah.
Women don't get enough pockets. Anywhere we can get one, we are.
Oh yeah. She's very proud. Yeah.
What else do you put in there? Like the TV guide?
So far, all I know about is the remote for the alarm and the
chapstick.
The chapstick, yeah.
Okay.
So that's all she's using right now. But yeah, she's up for
It'll
suggestions.
It'll grow.
It'll grow. There'll be a bag of chips in there before long. I'll hear munching. I'll be trying to sleep and I'll hear munching. I'll be like, what the fuck is going on? I'm just having some Fritos. Yeah.
Chips. Mind your business.
Yeah. Kathy, besides the whiskey sour, which by the way, how much would you like a whiskey sour made by Molly Wellman? I never had Molly Wellman make me a whiskey sour. I made a mistake. I should have had her make me a whiskey sour when she had the bar. Yeah. I bet you that'd be fantastic. Right?
Does she not run that bar anymore?
No, she sold it. So she sold the bar.
So now.
Yeah.
Good for her.
So, yeah, good for her. All right, Kathy, you said there's something you want to talk about. What is that?
So I'm going to bring Darren into the conversation.
Okay.
He has small hands.
He does have small hands. He has small hand syndrome.
Weird.
He didn't try out for football because he has small hands. So yeah, he was
weird
worried he'd be exposed when they tried throwing that football to him and he wasn't able to grab it. Basically,
it's like
yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
Weird compliments that aren't controllable. You have small hands.
That's a compliment?
Well, so
observation.
Weird observations. How do you respond? Like, how should Darren respond to that?
You could say yes, and I am studying to be a proctologist for that exact reason.
Yeah. Well,
what else do you say?
That would help him out. Yeah. I get a lot. I mean, I guess because I'm older male.
You're so tall.
Well,
how do you respond to that?
Yeah, well, what are you going to say to that? But it's worse than that. I mean, I used to work with people that I was a corporate guy, clean shaven, corporate guy, suit wearing, and I get a lot of those guys. I'll run into these people because I still live in the same town where the company's based. I worked with a company that had over 1,000 people, so I'll run into people, and people have no issue at all. People you haven't seen in 5, 8, 10 years, and be like, "You look like shit. What's wrong with you?" Yeah.
People will say that to you?
Oh yeah, they say it to me all the time.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is fucked
and
up.
Untrue.
Like, well, I was like, I got a beard. I have a different look than I had. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's terrible. So they have no issue at all saying that. I don't know why you feel you can get away with that.
Is that St. Louis thing?
Or just bold.
Could be, because I was at the airport one day and I had my driver's license didn't have me with a beard, and the guy looks at it and said, "Wow, you look so much better with a beard."
That's kind of a compliment, right? Like,
at least that's a compliment.
But it's like,
weird one, but
like,
he's trying to be nice. I don't know.
And I
also,
guess
men don't need to compliment men in that manner.
This is true. This is
And
true.
I guess if you're the TSA guy, that's got to be a god awful boring job.
Yeah.
He could say, "I dig the beard." That's a cool man thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. But yeah, it happens. People feel free to just rip on you. So that's just, what are you going to do? You just got to live with it. No.
Yeah.
One time I went to, they invited me onto a virtual retirement for a worker that I was friends with. Another employee said, we're doing the surprise thing. We're calling out people from our past and all, from the agency family and all that. And there was like 25 of them as a Zoom thing where they chat on the thing like we have chat on here on Zoom, just saying how bad I look. And how is that good? I just wanted to bail out. I'm like, I just wanted to say retirement to a friend of mine that's retiring. I just wanted to be on here for that. I don't want people talking about how terrible I look. Oh. I think I look better now than I did then. I recently acquired a lady that I used to work with, because we used to have a picture wall, and I guess they still had it up until recently. And I was still on them, even though I've been gone from there for 6-7 years, whatever it is. And she sent me some of the photos, and she's like, "Here, I thought you might want these." And it's funny because you see Corporate Steve. I'll show Shawn. I'll show you those, and Kathy next time that you come in. I'll show you those. And I think I look like shit then. Yeah, that's what they were used to.
So, like, I don't know. We all do get older, and most people don't age up and get better looking. I'm not saying you haven't, Steve, because maybe you have, but
I have.
Most people haven't. So, hey, let's lay off those kinds of insults, right?
Right. Well, I
don't like that.
Yeah, but it happens. It happens.
You know what? I don't like when people comment on a haircut. Like, well, Steve, you were around when I got a ridiculous haircut, so that was valid to comment.
Yeah, that was a valid comment.
Yeah, that was the worst haircut I've ever. But typically, people are like, got a haircut. I'm like, yeah, my hair's shorter. That happens. I mean, if I didn't, I don't know. I mean, like, it would be a bad scene. It would be a bad look, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Yes, I got a haircut once.
Got a haircut. No big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, that or when people are like, hey, you lost weight. Like, well, no, I didn't. So, what are we talking about here?
You're very fit. They thought you lost weight?
Yeah, I get that sometimes.
Yeah. You look the same to me, and I've, of course, seen, I didn't know you forever, but any old photos I've seen of you, like when you started, you look pretty much exactly the same. I don't know.
Look exactly the same.
Right.
I don't know if I'm even aging. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't think Lenny's aging.
Vampire. We're going to start that rumor.
It's a vampire. Yeah, it's the flannel.
Actually, that's a great compliment. As you age, you look exactly the same. Yeah. I would take that
I feel like,
day after day.
Well, I will take that, but I feel like there's an inevitable cliff that one will fall off, and that one will be me, where all of a sudden overnight it's going to catch up. And they're like, dude, you look like you're 60.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Have you ever known anybody who like prematurely grayed or something like that?
Yes.
And then they look really old, but then they kind of keep that look for the next 40 or 50 years. And then you look back, you're like, my God, this person always looked like that. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a guy I went to high school with. His whole head of hair is gray now. And I'm like, dude, you're 35, which, I mean, you start getting gray hairs and stuff at 35, but for all of it to be gray at 35. Yeah. But I feel like when we're 50, we're going to be like, he didn't age at all because he's looked that way for 20
Right. It in the end, he may end up winning. Right now, he's losing the battle, but he may win the war. Yeah. People may be like, oh, he looks good.
It'll be better for him.
Yeah. So.
I was going to say, I went to high school with a guy that he was gray at 17.
So he aged than everybody, right? Like,
yeah.
The tough ones are the ones that go bald.
Yeah.
17.
In high school. We had one guy. We had one guy who looked like a teacher. I'm not kidding you. He had a big he offset the lack of hair on the head with the big mustache. I thought he was a teacher when I went to high school, and you're coming out of there, we had junior high when I went to school, and you come out of 8th grade and you go into 9th grade, and there's a guy, you just assume he's some sort of administrator or teacher or something. No, he's just a student. Yeah.
And like, just to riff on that, I've got a buddy who, like, by all rights, the guy looks like a young Bruce Willis, and he shaves his head, and he says to me, he's like, dude, you should shave your head. You look great. I'm like, fuck you. You look good. I would look like an idiot. But there's this notion that, like, men are like, shave your head. That's the answer.
Yeah,
Right.
but I think there is a point where you do have to shave your head. Like if you have like this, like you don't want like the skirt, right? You don't like the egg skirt thing happening.
You gotta get George Costanzas.
Or get some good pluck. You gotta do one or the other. You can't just have that half thing happen.
Or you don't want it to be the people that get the island. I would have to shave that off if I ever got to like, it's like balding in the back, but then there's this little clump in the front, and it's just an island.
If you're old enough, does it matter? Like, what if you're 70 when that happens? Who cares?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
there's a point where it doesn't matter.
Yeah. But I think if you're like,
I'm that age. Yeah.
35 to like 60,
it doesn't matter.
You might want to like work with it a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. But I just started. I just shaved my head. I was. Shaved it.
Without a hat. So weird.
Shaved it.
But you never not have a hat on.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm at work and stuff. Yeah. I always have a hat on. I mean, when I'm at home, usually I don't. On the podcast, I'm working, so yeah.
I'd worry about the neo-Nazi look if I shaved my head.
Well, at some point,
but you have a glorious beard.
You have a great beard.
Like ridiculously great in the sense of like if you're gonna have gray, for sure have like the most symmetrical, awesome, eccentric.
I know.
Crazy. Does have a perfect beard. Like it's kind of dark in the middle, and the sides got gray. It's great.
He could be an evil character.
Definitely.
Or a good character. Either way, he's gonna be a sorcerer, but it's awesome.
Oh, you are a sorcerer.
Yeah.
I don't know. As my face gets grayer, I fucking hope it happens like yours did.
Yeah.
A good beard.
Nice. That'd be nice. It's a good beard.
Yeah.
On that note, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Shawn, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
On Facebook at Shawn Bequette.
All right. Kathy.
You can find me checking out Shawn's glorious beard at the ABV Network or on Instagram at KKCaststrength.
All right. Lenny.
You can find me and the rest of Deerhammer on social media at Deerhammer, on the web at deerhammer.com. You can also hop on over to Sealbox and order our stuff shipped straight to your door. You can come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado.
All right. McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew, ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got that company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. That's the one you got to check out. We put all of our past issues of Bourbon Zeppelin, Quick Bourbon Notes, which is our most popular publication. We put our previous podcast, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop. We're talking whiskey, looking at Shawn's beard, you name it. We're right there in Arnold, Missouri, a St. Louis suburb. You can see what we got going on online over at abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some of the great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro is owned and operated by Russell Creed, who makes stills for the hobby distiller. He offers a one-stop shop for everything the at-home distiller needs. Whether it's a small, experimental stovetop still or something bigger you run outside, he has the still or parts you would have difficulty fabricating yourself if you were trying to build a DIY still project. Additionally, he has resources to assist in creating unique distilled spirits, including heirloom grains, barrels for aging, and recipes. Check out Russell's company online at moonshinestillpro.com. Finally, I have a question for you. Have you ever boxed a bear? Of course not. That'd be silly. Bears really don't follow the rules, so shots in the back of the head, punches to the nuts, and scrums after the bell would be the norm. A better idea would be to enjoy Boxing Bear Whiskey, a brand crafted by Nobleton's Distilling House in Union, Missouri, and sold exclusively at the ABV Barrel Shop in suburban St. Louis. This is a popular offering that sells out quickly, but when you're in town, stop by the ABV Barrel Shop and see if they have it in stock. Better yet, sign up for their email and text distribution over at abvbarrelshop.com, and you'll know exactly when it is in stock. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening, and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.